Next, I'm going to show you how to do homework problems 13 through 18, where I want to evaluate combinations of functions at specific values of x. So one thing I can do is I could actually rewrite, like I did in my last examples, I could rewrite these as combinations and then stick this number in for x and evaluate it. Or an alternative is you stick this in for each function and then perform the arithmetic operation on it. So 13 through 18 are sums and differences. The next video will have products and quotients. So what this tells me is I'm going to do f plus g of 2, and we remember that that is f of 2 plus g of 2. So f of 2 means put 2 into f of x. So I'd write 2 squared plus 1, and then I want to put 2 into g of x, which is plus 2 minus 4. Then I simplify. That's 4 plus 1 is 5, plus 2 is 7, minus 4 is 3. Similarly with the difference, I put negative 1 in for x in my f function. Don't forget the parentheses. Negative 1 squared plus 1. I want to subtract the entire quantity of putting negative 1 in there. Negative 1 squared is 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. Negative 1 minus 4 is negative 5. A negative of a negative 5 is a positive 5. And the answer to that question would be 7. Next, I want to do f minus g evaluated at 0. So that means put a 0 in for x here and a 0 in for x here, and then take their difference. So that gives me 0 squared plus 1 minus the quantity of 0 minus 4. 0 squared is 0, plus 1 is 1. 0 minus 4 is negative 4. Times a negative is a positive 4, and we get 5. Again, f plus g of evaluated at 1. Put a 1 in for x in the first function, so I get 1 squared plus 1. And I want to add 1 minus 4. So that gives me 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3, minus 4 is negative 1. For the last two, I'm not going to end up with just a numeric answer. I'm actually sticking a function into both of these functions. So here I'm going to stick a 3t in for x into the first function. 3t, quantity squared, plus 1, minus the entire function where I stick 3t in for x here. So that's 3t minus 4. 3t, quantity squared, is equal to 9t squared, plus 1, minus 3t, minus times a negative is going to be a positive 4. And simplify this and put it in standard form. I get 9t squared minus 3t plus 5. And the last example of sums and differences, I'm going to put a t minus 2 in for x into both functions and take their sum. So, function rule says take your number and square it, then add 1. My number is t minus 2 plus the number, which is t minus 2, minus 4. Now going to square this, which is going to be t squared, first term squared. 2 times their product would be negative 4t. And then the last term squared would be plus 4. Plus 1 plus t minus 2 minus 4. And for our final simplification, there's one term with t squared, so I have t squared minus 4t plus a t is minus 3t. 4 plus 1 is 5, minus 2 is 3 minus 4 is -1. And that would be the final answer.